To do some research to be able to talk about some crossbred animals. Some of you sent me some really good information. Thank you very much. Really nice to see that you're doing the research. What crossbreed animal did you look at?
Coy wolf.
What? A co-wolf? What's a co-wolf?
Okay, it's mixed with a wolf.
Okay, and what are the inherited traits? What does the co-wolf have from a wolf and a coyote? So does it look like a coyote or does it look like a wolf?
It looks like both animals.
It's like both animals. Okay. What are the characteristics of it? What does it do like a wolf or like a coyote? What does it do like a wolf or a coyote?
It howls like a wolf sometimes.
It howls like a wolf. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Lily, what did you look at?
I looked at a savanna cat.
A savanna cat. Okay. I actually know some interesting facts about savanna cats. Tell me something about a savanna cat.
They are opposite of the cats. They like water and they enjoy walking in a leash.
Yeah, they enjoy walking on a leash. They're actually really like dogs. It's really funny. Savanna cats and servals are very, very like dogs.
And they can jump very high.
Yeah, they jump really high. They can jump the highest of all cats per their size, which is pretty interesting. They catch birds out of the sky, which is pretty cool. Zeus, yeah, Zeus the serval. It's like a half savanna cat, half leopard. So I'll show you guys a picture. It behaves like a dog, basically.
I know. I think they like to play just like dogs.
Yeah, they really like to play. They come when you call their name. They like to go for walks. They're pretty cool. I tried to buy one in Ireland. It cost me like €2,500, which is about 100 million for a cat. I tried to buy one.
I researched about it and it said savanna cats can cost as much as $500 or something.
Yeah, there's different types of them. There's like an F1 savanna cat, which is like a more wild cat. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, they're pretty interesting. Come on.
Is it the half of the wild and half domesticated cat with each other?
Pretty cool. Hey, on your dad's birthday, what animal did you look at?
Well, give it in the chat. CAMA.
Okay, tell me what a cama is.
A cama is an animal from a male camel and a female llama.
What's that?
Cama animal. Here, this is a cama.
And yeah, what do you think the characteristics are? Do you think it looks more like a camel or a llama?
It looks more like a camel because it has yellow fur.
Okay, but llamas can have yellow fur too. But okay, yeah, cool. Really interesting, kind of scary. Monkey, what did you look at?
A beefalo.
A beefalo. It's a beefalo.
I sent a picture for you in the chat.
What's a beefalo?
I had a search for a sea cucumber.
Sea cucumber. What's it? Okay, and a sea cucumber is a crossbreed, is it? Thank you. B, what animal did you research?
A liger.
A liger. And what's a liger? Rosie. Thank you for your honesty. That's good. Second question. Why didn't you do your homework, Rosie? What animal did you look at? Mega Mewtwo, was it?
A wolfen.
A wolfen, yeah. What's a wolfen? Wolfen sounds funny. Wolfen. What's a wolfen?
An orca and a dolphin.
Yeah, orca and a dolphin.
Bottlenose dolphin.
Yeah, bottlenose dolphin, good stuff. Minnie.
I researched about a polar bear. It is a cross from a polar bear and a grizzly bear.
Okay, they look really funny.
I think humans have to help.
Think about, remember we were talking about changing ecosystems. The polar bears have to move because their habitats are disappearing. In theory, that can actually happen. There's a picture there. Polar bears and grizzly bears are starting to have babies. So there's a grizzly bear with 2 polar bear cubs. And pizzly bears. Pizzly
It
bears.
is another name for a polar bear.
Yeah, that's fun. Pizzly bears.
Yes.
What animal did you research?
I researched about liger.
Liger. Okay, tell me about a liger.
A liger is the animal that is made up by a leo and a tiger.
A lion and a tiger. Okay, cool. Kent, what animal did you research?
I researched about
Oh, a Bengal. Yeah, this one.
yes.
Yeah, okay. It's like they're kind of like savanna cats as well, but
Yes.
they have these
This
strange.
face is like a cat, but its body it has the skin like the cheetah.
Yeah, it's got this.
A pogrilla.
What?
A pogrilla.
It's-
A pug and a gorilla.
Pug.
Pug gorilla.
That's it. That's it. Ha ha ha! You're funny. Thanks, Bill. That's not real. That's not real at all. I really hope it's not real. It's kind of scary.
A liger can usually die because it weighs so, and it's the biggest mixed genetic animal.
Yeah. So think about all of this, right? Remember, you all come from really small little babies, and you grow and you get big, and then you become big, tall, adult human beings like me. But that's all because we all have growth hormones. So remember, in our genes, right? You have this bit which is for growth to make you get to a certain size. With ligers, because when the 2 animals come together, the growth hormone doesn't stop. Ligers keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And because they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, they eventually get too big and they die. They also can't have babies either, which is pretty sad.
Buffalo,
A beefalo.
a domestic cattle, and an American bison.
What you sent me a chat about a pumperd. Tell me about a pumperd.
It is a puma bird, not a puma.
Puma bird. Okay, a puma bird. What's a puma bird?
Wait, Miami. It's a hybrid of a puma and a leopard.
Okay, and what's special about it? Well, this is what I want you to do. Like, remember, this is about traits. P, what did you look at?
It is a Labradoodle.
A Labradoodle. There we go. Mix between a Labrador and a poodle, I am guessing, right? That humans have decided that they want dogs to look a certain way, so they'll make dogs come together in such a way, right? And that's been done for a long time. What are genetics?
It is the genes that pass from person to person.
Genetics is the study of things that pass from person to person. Okay. Mid A, what is evolution?
The evolution is an animal that turns into another animal, like an ape.
Yeah. Okay. So there are changes over time. Okay, changes over time. What is an adaptation?
An adaptation is what animals got to adapt with their environment.
Yeah, to survive in their environment. Okay.
Physical and behavioral
Cool.
adaptation.
good stuff. Ginny, tell me behavioral adaptation.
Migrating.
Yeah, good stuff. Bill, tell me a physical adaptation.
Hibernate.
Physical adaptation. Something about the animal's body that lets it survive.
Feathers.
Feathers.
Oh,
Okay.
fur.
Fur. Okay, good stuff. Jasmine, tell me a behavioral adaptation.
The polar bear uses ice as shelter.
Is that behavior or physical though? It's behavior, right? If a polar bear uses ice to find and hide in shelter, that's a behavioral adaptation. Monkey, tell me a physical adaptation.
Spines.
Spines. Or spines for?
Spines are for protecting the, like, for example, a hedgehog uses spines, so predators do not eat them.
Good stuff. Okay. Right. Let's do a quiz. Team. Everybody, please join myquiz.com and enter in the quiz ID below. 667788. Easy one to remember. Also, please stop drawing on my screen. Good job, the Righteous Raccoons, which was third. Razor, Jasmine, Kent. Good job. Good job, Hermione, Jon Snow, Ginny Weasley, Dino, and James. Well done to you all. Right, let's have a look. See who did the best. So Hermione, 100% correct. Good job. Sky, well done. Dino, good job. Annie, well done. Ginny, well done. Lavender, well done. Elsa, good stuff. Who needs more practice? I don't know. For some reason, Ming Cho and Lily couldn't finish their quizzes. Okay. Boys, need practice. Ava needs some practice too. Okay. Right, okay, good job, everybody. So let me get out of this and let me jump into the presentation for today. So let's jump straight into this. Okay, so yesterday we started looking at the idea of evolution and genetics. We saw that Gregor Mendel used P's to understand genetics, that it is traits passed on from one animal to the next. Now, if you're just thinking about it in this kind of way, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at certain ecosystems and how some animals can live in certain ecosystems. So, if you were to think about evolution as survival of the fittest, an animal surviving in an ecosystem better than another, and genetics as traits being passed from one animal to the other, then animals who can live in an ecosystem better are going to survive there and are going to live longer. So, if I was to ask you, what does this mean for animals? Who can try and answer that question? What does it mean for animals that genetics is passed on traits and evolution is survival of the fittest? What does it mean? Pizza.
No.
Don't know. Have a guess. Because there's no real right or wrong answer here. But just want you to have a guess about what does it mean for animals, about genetics and
The animals will have the same of something of their parents.
yeah, okay. And Lily, why do you think that's so helpful with different ecosystems?
Can you say it over? It is
So,
noisy here.
so animals are going to look and act like their parents, right? Why do you think this is helpful with some ecosystems?
So they can survive.
Yeah, so they can survive. Exactly, okay.
If their parents are from a different place, then when there was a change in its own ecosystem, then it will have two choices to go and live there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Monkey, what do you think?
I think that inherited traits helps animals to copy their parents in some ways.
Yeah, definitely. Right? Copy in some ways. So, here to different animal characteristics and adaptations are coming from their parents, but they're also coming from their parents because their parents have survived in that area, okay? So if you were to think about a desert ecosystem and a rainforest ecosystem, Would an animal that lives in a desert ecosystem be able to live in a rainforest ecosystem? No, it won't, because the point of inherited traits and inherited characteristics and adaptations means it's for that area. They're from that area, so they live in that area. They do what they do, and they look like they look, and they act like they act because they can live in that area. It's very hard for an animal to go from one ecosystem to another. That's why when you have a change in ecosystem, some animals can adapt, but some can't, because they're not built, they're not made to change that way. Okay, so it's good in a way that you get all these things from your parents, but at the same time, it can be hard, right? Think about this. Think about someone from where I am in the world. I've got really white skin, okay? If I go to somewhere that's really sunny, not good. I am not able to be there. It will actually make my skin go so pink, and I will look like some type of lobster. So that's not good. I am not adapted. I don't have the physical adaptations from my parents, and I don't have the behavioral adaptations to actually be able to deal with it and know what to do because I'm not from there. So that's a limitation, right? It's things that will get in the way of an animal surviving in a certain place. So a really, really easy way to think about it is humans are evolved. We can walk, we can talk, but can we breathe underwater? No, we can't. And that's the way to think about inherited genes and inherited adaptations, okay? So, desert adaptations. What are the abiotic factors of a desert? Jasmine, what's one abiotic factor of a desert? I'm going to write them out for you.
Rocks.
Rocks. Cool. Rocks. Hey, what's another one?
Another abiotic sand.
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 Cool. Annie.
Could you repeat the question?
First question, what are the abiotic factors of a desert?
The abiotic factors of the desert is sand.
We have that, rocks and sand. What else?
Wind.
Okay. Wind. Wind. Yeah, Bill. What's an abiotic factor of the desert? What's something about the desert in terms of the non-living things?
Cactus.
No, that's a living thing.
Water.
What about water? Lots of water, not much water, very dry.
Not much water.
Okay, so there's not much water. Okay, and monkey, tell me another one.
The sun, very hot.
Sun. What about, yeah, sun, very hot. Okay, and Ginny, anything else? It's okay. All right, so let's think about this then. Like, Ginny, tell me an animal that lives there.
Camel.
Camel. Okay. Camel. James, tell me another animal that lives in the desert.
A camel.
We got a camel. Tell me another one.
A scorpion.
Scorpion. Well done. You got a question right. Happy for you. Hermione, tell me another one.
A rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake. Nine. Oh.
Rattlesnake.
Yeah, rattlesnake. And let's go one more. Rose Weasley. Oh, we got all the Weasleys today. Rosie.
The desert fox.
Desert fox. Cool. All right. Okay. Now, so we've got rock, sand, wind, not much water. The sun's very hot, and then animals live there: camel, scorpion, rattlesnakes, and desert fox. Now, how do these animals survive there? What can they do in order to survive? So you know about some of their adaptations, but let's try and make a little map to try see how they survive. So Minnie, let's take the camel, okay?
Yes.
How does the camel survive with the, let's take the wind?
Well, the wind can blow sand in its eye, so it has. I don't remember what.
It's called long eyelashes, right? They've got long eyelashes. Those things. Those. Yeah.
Oh,
Can you see my camera? Me pulling on my eyelashes?
yes.
I think I've got long eyelashes. I don't know. Are my eyelashes long?
No.
No, I got small eyelashes. I would make a very bad camel. Sorry, tell me, what does a camel do for not that much water?
Can you say it again?
Yes, okay. So we said that one of the abiotic factors of a desert is that there is not much water. How does a camel survive with not much water?
They hold water in their handbags.
Yeah, good stuff. Where's that going? Okay, and let's take next one. Laura, what about the sun? We said it's very hot there. What does the camel do to survive the very hot sun?
They have water in their hand.
Yeah, but okay, but that's because there's not much water. But what do they do to survive the really hot sun? What color are they?
They are brown, light
Yeah,
brown.
Yeah, they're light brown, right? The light brown doesn't take in as much sunlight, so they don't get so hot. What about the sand, Sky? What does a camel do to survive the sand? To be able to walk on the sand?
The hoof of the camel is thick, so the sand the hot sand doesn't burn the hooves.
Yeah, exactly. So camels have adapted in ways against all these abiotic factors. Some are inherited traits, some are behavioral traits. They take time, okay? So what you need to remember is that these animals are surviving in a very, 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 very harsh climate. They would not be able to survive anywhere else. So what I want to look at now is just some of the other animals, okay? So although the animals are different, they share similar adaptations, okay? If you take the idea of a fox has furry feet, so it doesn't get burnt on the hot sand, just like the camel. A fox only hunts at night. An owl that lives in the desert only hunts at night. Rattlesnakes only hunt at night. Rattlesnakes have rattle at the end of their tail, which allows them to stop losing water. A camel stores water. They all have something quite similar, okay? The ways to survive in the desert are kind of the same for all of the animals, but they just do it in different ways. So here are some, these are all in your books, okay? But just to give you an idea about some of the other plants that live in desert areas. What do we say that the plants need to survive in the desert, Kent? What type of leaves did they need?
The leaf of the need
Yeah, what type of leaves do desert plants need?
It have the extra water in there.
Yeah, they've got
it-
extra water in them, but what do we say the types of the leaves were?
Time of the leaf.
Yeah, begins with W.
What flower?
No, it's okay. So, Hansel, think about the leaves of a cactus. What are the leaves like?
They're like needles.
Yeah, they've got needles to stop them from eating. It begins with W.
Waxy.
Yeah, they're waxy, right? They've got waxy leaves. They've got thick, waxy leaves that stops water from getting away from them. So, think about their roots and they're storing water and their leaves and their seeds, right? They do this in very, very similar ways, okay? They all need to do the same thing, which is survive in the desert. They all need to store water. They all need to make sure they get water. They all need to make sure they don't get eaten. They all need to make sure that they survive. They all do this in different ways, but the needs are always going to be the same, okay? The difference is that the inherited traits make them look different, but their needs are always going to be the same. So you take this creosote bush. Special roots, creosote bushes have mainly shallow roots that help them take in the little rainfall that falls. Great. Coral cactus. The coral cactus has thick, waxy skin and a thick, round stem. These adaptations help it store water. The ocotillo, leaves. This plant drops leaves. Oh, sorry, I can't see this, so it's in the way. During very dry times to avoid losing extra water, the leaves grow back when it rains. And wildflowers, desert wildflowers bloom during the very short rainy season, and this is when they spread their seeds. So once again, all of these these plants, they've grown in a certain way which allows them to survive in a desert. They all have specific and special adaptations which allow them to survive and get around them. These adaptations have to come over time, either through natural evolution and inherited through their parents, okay? So if you think about animals as well, animals share a very, very, very similar pattern, okay? Some desert animals are nocturnal. They sleep during the day and they are active at night when it's cooler. Temperature control. To cool down, this lizard raises its belly off the hot desert ground. The sand can be 40 degrees warmer than the air. The jackrabbit's got large ears and it's got extra protection so that when it's hot, the hot blood throws through the ears and lets out extra heat. And a kangaroo rat stores water in its kidneys. So, again, these are all animals, but they do similar things. They all have temperature control. Large ears and the lizard lifting its body, they control its temperature. The owl hunts at night to control its temperature. And the little kangaroo rat stores extra water in its kidneys to make sure that it doesn't ever go without water. So, again, all of these animals, they have these special physical, behavioral, and inherited adaptations which let them survive. Look at the jackrabbit, right? What do you think is going to survive? A jackrabbit with small ears or a jackrabbit with big ears? Eraser. What do you think? Eraser.
What?
Which one do you think will survive better? A jackrabbit with small ears or a jackrabbit with big ears?
I think large ears.
Yeah, larger ears. Jon Snow, what about an owl? An owl that hunts during the day or an owl that hunts during the night? Which one will survive better?
At the night.
Yeah, exactly. And Ava, think about the kangaroo rat. Do you think a kangaroo rat that has small kidneys or big kidneys will survive better?
Tall.
Yeah, so the bigger the better, right? So in this case, the way I want you to think about these animals is that these animals changed over time. Okay? They started off one way, and that because of where they live, they changed. They changed what they looked like, and they changed what they did. And because they changed what they looked like and they changed what they did, their parents then taught their kids how to do this and how to survive there, okay? So a desert ecosystem is a very, very harsh one. So what I want you to do for your homework is choose an ecosystem and write out its abiotic factors and how animals have adapted for them. So an example would be, like we did earlier, let's choose the desert ecosystem. So an abiotic factor would be hot sand. And an animal that can survive there is a chameleon, or sorry, camel. Large feet, so it doesn't burn its feet when walking. That's rather big. Okay, so what I want you to do is choose 3 or 4 abiotic factors in an ecosystem and write about one animal that can survive those factors. How do they do it? What's the animal that does it? Etc. etc. Does anybody have any questions about this? If you want, you can even draw little lines to make it easier for yourself. Draw a line. Okay, so even if you draw more or write more, you can add more lines. So let's make sure. Pizza.
Can I read the homework again? I can read it because you want to change the page, so I can read it.
There you go. Hermione, any questions?
Nope.
Cool. P, any questions?
No.
Dino, any questions?
When do we get a test?
Next week,
When?
I say so.
Okay.
Hermione, question?
If we do the test, will our test will do it in the Google form?
I need to decide. I'm not sure. I need to figure out which is best. So you'll either go into Google Form. You'll probably go into Google Forms because I want you to do some written questions as well. If I did quizzes, it's just multiple choice. Although quizzes does now have extra functionality for written questions, I just don't know how good it would be to.
I the written already.
Huh?
We tried the written already.
In quizzes?
In language class.
Okay, how did it work?
Well, we have a question, then they just let us type the answer in.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out which is best, which is easiest. I think, I'm not sure. I need to try a couple things.
Can you do the Google form? Because last time we do the test with Miss Lisa, we do the Google form.
Yeah. It's just that. Yeah, the reason quizzes would be easier because it's easier to put in answers and it would be quicker for everyone.
But sometimes they have kind of many answers. If you write then we if you have one answer, then we have to write exactly like it.
Exactly.
Then it will be.
I know.
hard.
I know. And quizzes has a lot of issues as well, which doesn't make me very happy. So I'll probably do Google Forms, to be honest. But I'll let you know. Don't worry, I'll tell all you guys beforehand, okay? Don't worry. Any other questions?
No.
All right, cool. Right, everyone, have a good day. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. See you later. Enjoy your lack of isolation. Bye-bye. Bye.